Welcome back to Breakfast Television. The Hudson's Bay logo, the Canada flag, the beaver from Roots, these logos and icons are associated with Canada. But what came first, the design or the national identity? Well, this is explored in a new documentary celebrating Canadian design. It's called Design Canada, and here this morning is the director, Greg Durrell. Good morning to you, Greg. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Well, you're a graphic designer yourself, so what made you decide, I got to do this documentary?
Well, most importantly, it was a film that I really wanted to watch. But, you know, I have no background in filmmaking. I've never made a film before. I didn't even know anyone who'd made a film before. But I realized in 2012 that as a profession and as a country, we're about to lose a rich period of our history. A lot of the design pioneers were kind of entering their 80 years old, so it was now or never for capturing these stories that I've never heard told before. So I bought a couple cameras, YouTubed how to use them, and hit the road to capture the stories.
Wow, good for you. So what did you really want to explore in this documentary?
Well, you know, I think what I learned was I started off trying to make a film about these logos that have somehow played a big role in how I identify as a Canadian, and I want to understand why that was. But what I learned was this isn't a film about design at all. It's really, you know, these logos are a window into various points of our history. So it's really not about design. It's about Canada and who we've come from as a nation and where we began and how we've kind of created the Canada that we know today.
That's so interesting. So are there a few designs or a few logos that really stand out to you?
Absolutely. I mean, the whole era of what happened in the 60s and 70s, there was an incredibly rich period of design. I mean, you just walk out on the street corner here, you'll see countless logos from Air Canada to, you know, TD Bank, BMO. The film also examines the Canadian flag that we take for granted that is only 50 years old. And, you know, another one that played a huge role in my life was the Montreal 1976 Olympics.
Sure.
From the work that was created during those games, I really wanted to be a designer at Vancouver 2010 when the games came, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to have a country, you know, at the center of an international spotlight and tell our story to the world.
So cool. Yeah, interesting. You know, we watched the trailer here at BT, and a lot of us kind of got a little emotional when we watched this trailer. What's going on there? Why do these logos and icons have such an emotional resonance?
Well, I think it's because, you know, setting aside that they're incredible pieces of design, you know, I think learning about the human stories behind these logos that surround us every day is incredibly compelling. You know, I think we've all been overseas and you see someone wearing a Blue Jays shirt or Calgary Flames hat, and it does something inside of you. And I think that's what exceptional design is. It transcends aesthetics and communicates emotion and feeling.
Wow. So this is what you're talking about in this documentary now. This is so great. You've got this showing tonight at the Plaza, but you're expanding this, aren't you? You're hoping to get this right across the country.
Absolutely. I mean, we're an incredibly independent film. You know, when I was starting out and I was applying for like film funding grants, because it was design and not art, we didn't qualify for funding. And
wow.
I get that, and I use that as motivation as to why this film is like really important to kind of tell these stories. But yeah, we're incredibly indie. We've just kind of willed this into existence. So Calgary tonight, Edmonton tomorrow, a bunch of other tour dates, and hopefully we'll just kind of continue to grow on the momentum.
Wonderful. What do you hope people take away from the film?
I hope that people feel proud of our history. You know, it's a part of our history that we've never really thought about, but more importantly, I hope that we realize that design can be a really important tool for us to shape the future of our country.
Wonderful. Greg, thank you so much for being here, and good luck with the film.
Thank you for having me.